Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So I just finished the first 4-week block of my training program, and everything's been progressing very well. My main mistake in the first week was not having a rest day in the middle of the week. I felt beaten down at the end of each day, my joints were giving me problems pretty much every workout. I was falling below the expected weights for some of my lifts. The last 3 weeks though, I've had a day off after the first 2 workouts and immediately noticed the difference. I'm not as exhausted as I was after each workout. I've been able to avoid DOMs, and I feel pretty fresh during my workouts now. My rep bench, for example, I couldn't even finish the exercise the first week. Now I've gone from failing at 145 to succeeding at 165 with even less effort than I did the first time. I'm even adding extra exercises into some of the days, like an extra overhead press or an incline bench if I'm feeling sassy. The main point that I'm trying to make is, how important are rest days? Short answer, very. Long answer, rest days do a lot for your body and your mind. Gives your body time to recover. There's a lot more to it, but basically, muscle building involves creating microscopic tears in the muscle, which then heal. As this progress repeats, your body will start preparing for the increase of resistance activity. It will basically adapt to you lifting heavy weights. Jeffrey Siegel did a good video very simply explaining how this process works, and I'll link that video in the description. You need to give your body time to heal, or muscle growth will not be as effective. Rest days can reduce the risk of injury. Overtraining can lead to noticeable or unnoticeable injuries, everything from muscle tears and joint pain, to less obvious things like tiredness or a decrease in performance during your next workout. You might chalk it up to an off day, but your body might be telling you it's time to take a break. You really want to pay attention to what your body is telling you. Gives your muscles energy. Your body uses carbs to create glycogen, which it then uses as fuel for the muscles. If you train too hard too often, you might not be able to create enough glycogen to keep your muscles performing as well. This will lead to reduced performance, as your muscles won't have the fuel they require for a heavy workout. Athletes who train hard most days of the week, at times completing multiple training sessions each day, likely do so with muscle glycogen stores that are rarely fully replenished. Participants who were fed moderate or high carb diets over 7 days of training were able to maintain their glycogen stores from day to day on the high carb diet, but experienced a 30 to 36% decline in muscle glycogen on the moderate carb diet. Although training capacity and performance may not be adversely affected by the consumption of moderate carb diets, performance is impaired on low carb diets. So if you're getting enough carbs in your diet, this is less of an issue, but at lower levels, rest days will help you rebuild your glycogen stores. Improve sleep. Exercise can cause your body to increase hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, both of which provide energy, and if you overproduce these hormones, it can affect your sleep. Sleep is the most important part of building muscle, and you don't want it to be affected. During sleep, your body creates growth hormone, which is essential for building muscle and repairing tissue, so you want to be able to have a solid night's sleep. According to the National Library of Medicine, during the 4th decade of life, ages 30 to 40, the total amount of growth hormone secreted over a 24-hour span decreases by 2 to 3-fold. So it's even more important as you get to my age and older to have a good night's sleep. So what should you do? There's 2 ways you can go about it. First is a rest day, where you do minimal activity outside of work or home. Stay out of the gym, don't go for long runs, basically relax. This will give your muscles time to heal, your body time to create glycogen, and help you have a solid night's sleep. The other thing you can do is a recovery day. This is where you do some light exercises that are low impact, but will reduce lactic acid buildup in the muscles and reduce soreness. It will also provide increased blood flow to the muscles to help them recover. Walking or a light jog, yoga or swimming are good examples of recovery day activities. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you subscribe to the idea of rest days, or do you prefer to train almost every day or every other day? Thank you so much for checking out the video, and until next time.